bless everyone out there in Radio Land. This is Barry and Karen coming from Embracing Marriage Ministries and Embracing Marriage Together. Dare to be different podcasts. We're gonna flip a coin tonight, see which one it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So we're gonna guess tonight. So well, we're back back at it and talking about marriage as always in life and different things that come up in our personal lives and in the lives of every single person that we come in contact with.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we do have something to talk about.
Yeah.
We got plenty to talk about. We got a lot of catching up to do because last week I know that y'all didn't get anything new since May 5th, which was what was the third National Day of Prayer was what the third, yeah. Miss Cinco de Mayo and all this other stuff, and we didn't talk about any of that. So last week was a kind of a rough and busy week for us, so we had a lot going on, and we had to straighten some things out. The enemy tried to do again.
Yeah.
And so it kind of put us back. But, this is the thing that we say we're not going to do anymore, and we had done this in the past, and we allowed our personal lives to interfere with what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that to happen anymore because that's the kind of stuff that the enemy wants. He wants you to stop moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you stop moving forward, you won't be able to do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And it's gonna keep getting worse. So you don't want it to get worse on you.
Because situations and circumstances are gonna come up.
Yeah, they're gonna come.
You can't allow that to stop you from doing what God called you to do.
No. Yeah, you can't let it stop you. I mean, that's the big thing. And the enemy is trying to get us to basically just shut everything down and just stop. Just stop doing what we had planned to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of give you a recap in a sense of what happened to us in the past.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why she's sitting here today is because of an agreement that we had made between me and her and the Lord. During our episode last year, we sat down and we did like 10 different agreements and rules, which of course now they're in here and in here, but they were written down. We wrote like a 10 commandments or some kind of thing. It was, and I want to find them again and try to read them out and teach from them. But I don't know what we give those things. I don't know what happened to them.
I don't know.
But well, it would have been nice because it would have been something to really teach from because actually it was 10 things that we laid out that we say we were going to do to honor this new agreement because when she started to really realize when we started to coming together and it started to realize that we have work together to do and really she was the one that initiated all this you see. All this, it's all her. I ain't got nothing to do with it. She just asked me, well, what do we need? I say, well. That's how it starts. The sentences start with well. You kind of unsure, but you're going to say it anyway. So my sentences start with, well, first off, because I think I had most of everything. All that we got rid of and destroyed between the both of us. We got rid of destroyed a lot of stuff we had, and so we lost a lot of stuff. And the stuff I did have, I put it up, and the old mics and the old arms that I first bought, I put them up, and I had the old mixer, which I still have. I found the mixer, by the way. It's in the drawer.
Oh, okay.
We thought we threw it away. That's why I was telling her that. So the guy gave me a mixer, my first mixer and everything. And so she said, so I should say, well, we had the money at the time, and Lord bless us with the money we had. And she said, well, what do we need? What we need? I said, well, starting off well. We need we're gonna need some more. Need another mixer.
Mhm.
And I think the first thing that was the mixer we shot for was the mixer. Yeah,
Mhm.
so we ended up getting.
Yeah, that was after the computer.
Oh yeah. That was the first thing. She said, "Well,
I said,
well, we'll need a.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to be able to have a program to do my podcast, to do our podcast on. So that means we're gonna need the computer.
Yeah.
And so, believe me, you don't really realize it had to be gone. 'Cause that's what we had to fight over, was all that. And so when she said okay, so I said, all right. See how this
But
goes.
which I already had went before him.
Yeah, she had already scoped everything out.
And well, yeah, I went and priced the computer.
Yeah, the one we have now, which we bought it just in time because I think now it's gone down to about half of what we bought it.
Yeah, I think we did go before we even.
We
got
went.
this
We
stuff.
saw this
Yeah, we
thing
started.
way. Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
it's
I think
up
we
in-
went
it's
to
over.
price stuff.
Yeah,
Everything. I think I went by myself with the computer,
Yeah,
but
she
everything
saw
else
it,
we
but
did.
she showed
Yeah.
it to me. Yeah,
and we went together
to get it.
It took to
Get all
price
that stuff.
everything else.
Yes, yeah,
It was by fate
yeah. It sure
because
was.
we didn't have 2 pennies to rub together.
No,
It
we
was-
didn't. We didn't
yeah.
have the money at the time.
We didn't. We not trying to be, all religious, but it
No.
was by faith, and
Sure
we did
was.
have to believe God for this stuff. We did honestly.
Yeah,
Well, I just went and I said, okay, Lord, I want this computer,
yeah,
and we looked at the mixer. I said, okay, this is what we want. So as we were saying, I was saying, okay, Lord, we gonna believe you for this, and that,
yeah.
and we priced it, and we didn't have.
We had a list. We went
Yeah,
on
we had a list.
Amazon, and we had a list, and I pulled them up, and I made a list of all, and we got the price and everything, and of what it would be if we paid for it straight out.
And so when I prayed concerning it, and the Lord said, y'all just trust and believe me for it. So I said, okay.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And so the Lord did. He blessed us. Everything he wrote down on the paper.
Yeah.
I guess it's just to encourage somebody.
Yeah.
That
Except for one thing, because I think the only thing that I did not have, because at the time I wasn't considering it, was the game capture, because I was considering doing the gaming later. So I say,
Yeah.
well, later I'd worry about that later. But
Yeah.
everything else,
we was just, it was just
Yeah.
we was just really just focusing on
we focused
this.
on the podcast. Yeah.
So we did. We went by faith. And
Yeah.
I said, well, we gonna just believe God to get it. So we did.
Yeah, and well, some things though, when you're talking about, so it says that when you're doing things, especially when you're making big decisions, kind of like these, and like when you're buying a car, a house, or something big, as far as a business or to us, this is not a business. This is a ministry to us. Now it can become a business, and then we don't want it becoming our job.
Right.
We want it to be something that we can do it, and it'll still benefit someone else. Now, eventually, which we do have it set up where if you want to donate to us, you can, and that now here comes the shameless plug. Go to this website down there. It's under our camera picture here. EmbraceAMarriageTogether.wordpress.com. Go there. There has a link there in the announcement. Go to announcement link. Click on that. It has a link to go to the patron page of our podcast. You can be able to be a patron page, and you go there and you can donate it. You can become a patron, support us every month, kind of help us along, so we won't have to put up a GoFundMe page and that kind of thing. So anyway, so just to let you know, you can support us if you can. But the thing is, we're not doing this for money.
No, we're not.
We got jobs. I
Yeah,
mean,
we do. We
God
just-
bless us with pretty good jobs, and we're doing this because we knew that this was something we could do together to help you, because we went through some stuff that we wanted to share with other people. And the last time, and especially when we really never really talked about what I'm getting ready to talk. We talked about our losses and stuff and our gains and how God bless us and how we got it, lost it back, and got it lost, that kind of thing. I can tell you about that because really I think we never really shared that.
No, we've been
on
we've been just working up to this.
Yeah,
we
working
just
up
giving
to
y'all
it.
just a little bit at a time, working up to this point.
Yeah. So this is a story. Now this is, if you want to title this, which will be titled, I guess you can say, testimony marriage again. our new testimony. This is our testimony again about how God what happened basically with
And how he restored
how he
us.
restored us,
Restored
yeah.
yeah.
Now, as you can probably tell, you know, we well, you know, you can't tell. If I don't tell you, you won't know. But
No.
I'm gonna tell you this. All this really, the enemy really, while we were at the church we were at before, the enemy really attacked me and physically. I had I was working for another company at the time, and during that time, I was working for an insurance company. I had just got my license, and that night, the day after that I got my license, that night I had a real serious. I used to have bad indigestion and I had stomach problems, and I didn't understand it. And I'd had a few times where they diagnosed me gastritis. So I would go to the emergency room, they send me home, give me some meds and whatever. So I was still having these episodes where I would just hurt at night for like maybe an hour or so or two, and then I would be up a good portion of the night. And so one of these particular nights, I was really bad. I would take an Alka-Seltzer and I would settle and I'd be fine. But that night, my wife, she was really sleeping hard and I couldn't wake her up. So I lived in the apartment complex next to a store. Now the store was maybe about a half a block. So I got up in the middle of the night. I show you how sleep hard she was sleeping. She was tired that night because I think he was working for the hospital then or something like that.
Yeah, I think I was working 2:30.
Yeah,
2:30 to 11.
Yeah, so she was tired. So what happened? I got out of my bed, throw something on, and I went to the store to get Alka-Seltzer. So I was hurting the whole time. Just stumbled on over there, got the Alka-Seltzer, came in, took it, and lay back down, and it got worse. And I'm in the middle of the floor, coiled up in like a ball, just hurting. So I finally told her. I finally got her up. Told her to call 911 or call the ambulance. So I told her because I'm in serious pain. So she called the ambulance, and by the time the ambulance came in, it kind of eased up. So when I got to the hospital, they checked me out and everything. They said that I had some kind of intestinal blockage and stuff. So they was going to admit me and get me checked out. So I ended up getting admitted. Well, the doctor checked me out, and long story short, he walked in, he said, "You ever heard of Crohn's disease?" He said in an accent, I can't say his accent. So he asked me, did I ever heard of Crohn's disease? I said, no, that was the first time I ever heard of it. And I started studying it, and I heard that certain percentage of people have it, and it's got ulcer colitis, and it's another form. It's a form of IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And it's two different types. They function in different ways. The one I had, I say had because God healed me of it. The one I had was Crohn's ileitis, which was like only the small intestine. It was in my small intestine because what ended up happening, it had blocked it to the point where the tissue had got inflamed. Basically, Crohn's is an autoimmune disease. It basically causes your immune system to fight the bad and the good bacteria in your colon. Your colon has good bacteria in order to digest stuff and to get, that kind of thing. It needs that. It's necessary. But if it attacks it, it causes inflammation. Therefore, it's caused blockage, and that's what was happening. I was also had a pin-sized hole in my small intestine. So it had swelled up pretty good. So they did all these tests and ran, and finally they did the surgery. I stayed in the hospital about a month.
Yeah.
So at that time I was 30-something years old, and I was like 135 pounds and weighing a 28, and I was
could never gain weight.
Could never gain weight because I was iron deficient because of it, and I was iron deficient. Had some symptoms of arthritis. I had I couldn't eat everything. Certain things I just couldn't eat. And couldn't gain weight because I couldn't keep weight. I had some energy, but the only thing it only time it took my energy is when I got sick because I had flare-ups. It would take my strength. So anyway, I went through that. I got out of the hospital, went through the surgery, got out of the hospital. It was fine for maybe during this time, because of the fact that I had gotten sick and I was out. I gotta finish that because that's where it really starts to go downhill. A lot of stuff started happening after that. The only ones I attacked my body, and I lost the job because they wouldn't let me work. I
No.
lost the job at the insurance company. We had a car at the time. We lost that.
Yeah.
Guy came and took his car because I couldn't pay the note.
Yeah.
I walked to work mad, and then the next 2 weeks I got laid off.
Mhm.
So I lost my job, lost the car we was in had,
Mhm.
and then I think then the next thing would go. Well, my wife couldn't hold it by herself,
No.
and my daughter wasn't working because she was living with us at the time. I think, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she got pregnant again with another child. She had already had 2 with us, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah. We ain't
It's
gonna.
yeah, we not gonna make it. So it started snowballing down, and we lost the apartment. And ended up moving in with my sister, and so we stayed with my sister maybe about a couple of years,
Mhm.
and that was fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm just gonna say it like that.
Yeah. We ain't gonna.
Yeah, it was fun. But anyway,
Family
we stayed there
secrets.
until God. We ended up one time. I'm telling you, we went from there, and we ended up getting good jobs,
Mhm.
but we was owing everybody. We had got into loan companies and owed everybody on the planet in the city just about, except for one,
Mhm.
and we paid out our checks every kind of payday. And so what happened? We really didn't have the money to get out of there.
Mhm.
See, we had enough money to take care of, a little half of the expenses that we had at the house, but that was it. But after one time, it was an Easter Sunday, never forget it, she flipped out and we ended up leaving.
Yeah.
And so we went, and I was pastoring, in the middle of all that, I'm pastoring a church at the time. We had took a pastor to that church we was at.
Mhm.
We weren't there a good 6 months, and we had to leave that because we was staying at the church. All our stuff we had, but a handful of stuff. Everything we owned was right in our office. In my office, we arranged it where you could tell and put stuff in the car and stuff like. We had a car at the time,
Yeah.
and we still had that because we could pay that. And so we was working at the plant. I lost my job again. Had another flare up.
Yep.
Lost the job. Stayed it out a week. They laid me off, and then we got in a wreck. So
To
we was
top it off.
to top it off. So,
Yeah.
lost the car. We had no car.
Mhm.
End up resigning from the church because the church raised basically we couldn't do it anymore. I was stressed out and I was addicted to everything and it was too much on me. So I had to leave and we ended up going to a hotel and we stayed there for a while.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah, because you was out of work I think it was due to a back injury, and you couldn't.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
because you
work.
couldn't work
Yeah.
because I think
They put me on doctor's care.
yeah, so you couldn't
I
work.
couldn't work for 3 years. So I went to school during that time. About 2 of it, I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I got my associate's degree in computer technology and stuff like that. So I did do something with that time. And also my mother, where she was living, I did a little, I was a provider for a little while. And so I was getting unemployment the whole time. So I wasn't like broke.
Yeah.
And we weren't broke. It was just my wife's still working too. And I was getting an income. So it wasn't like we weren't, totally without one.
Yeah, because I think the Lord did bless you to get unemployment.
I got unemployment for like 4 years. I had never, and I'm thank God that I worked long enough to get it. Because I mean, it was 4 years straight, God miraculously. And I ain't never watched so much C-SPAN in my life. Because they actually show the passing of the bill for unemployment insurance every so often. So I watched C-SPAN to make sure that I got paid. That was dependence on that check. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And God had to teach me I had to depend on Him.
Yeah, because we was too dependent.
Oh yeah.
Because you was bringing in almost just about what you was making, so we wasn't short of nothing.
We wasn't
so.
short of nothing. Then everything we owned, when we ended up during the wreck. We ended up getting in the court for it, and God blessed us through that. So we got everything back. Got a house full of furniture. Well, we live in an apartment. We had an apartment full of furniture. Our furniture looked like a house, and my wife kind of still mourns over that. Y'all, we have a moment of silence for that. Okay. So anyway, it was nice, man. That thing was laid. We had pictures of it.
Yeah.
We still kept pictures, so we ended up getting rid of them. But because we did it for insurance purposes, kept the pictures. Because God showed her everything that we had. She decorated it. It was pretty. And we had a color scheme that we liked, and it was nice. And I had stuffed in. And so we end up, of course, the enemy attacked again the same way. And I ended up with another surgery. I was out 6 weeks that time.
Yeah.
Lost that apartment. And actually we lost it because we couldn't catch up with the guy was stiffing us on the
Yeah, because it was,
rent.
'cause at the time you had surgery.
Yeah.
So you had to wait till the doctor released you. So you was out maybe,
I was
over
out 6 weeks.
Yeah, you was out 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And
you lost your
and
job.
then I
in the
lost
middle.
my job in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh,
She lost her job.
my
And
God, we
while I
had
was unemployed.
sick. Yeah,
while I
and he was
no.
sick. He had surgery and sick, and I'm unemployed. He couldn't work, and I believe that the Lord had he had I think we some kind of way. Well, I'm gonna say it like this: the Lord blessed us with the finances.
Well,
Money. I was getting checks in the mail. Lord would send people say the Lord told us to come by, and
yeah.
and I think that you had a vacation check.
Yeah, I had
Vacation time, yeah. So you was able to use
My
your
boss
vacation.
worked it where I could get my vacation sick, and I ended
Yeah,
up getting
so-
it all in
Yeah.
one check.
So that helped us through those
Yeah.
periods, and plus, and I would go check the mail, and I mean, it was like I said, this must be to encourage somebody. And I would check the mail, and I'll open up the mailbox and open up the thing, and it would be a check
Yeah.
in the mail. I mean, I think maybe I got like 3-4 checks,
Yeah.
and they had something at my bank that they had set up. I didn't even know nothing about it. Holy Spirit say go to the bank,
Yeah, we had that.
and
too.
it's something that they have set up like when that you can borrow.
Yeah, borrow from yourself.
You borrow
basically,
from
yeah.
yourself. Like you could get up to like what else? We get up to like 500,
Yeah.
and on every 100 is like you pay back maybe $10-$20.
Yeah.
And the Lord told me to go to the bank and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So He had ways, and it means for us to make it during those times. So like I say, this must be helping and encouraging somebody.
But the first thing we had to
So-
do, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The first thing we had to do, we had to get out of debt
Yeah.
because we tempted to go and try to file bankruptcy. That didn't work. So we're gonna just say, well, I say, well, Lord, I need to find a way to do this where it won't cost me anything. Basically, just stop paying them. Credit ain't no. I mean, just stop paying them. And so we stopped. Just stopped paying them. And so it didn't seem right because you want to pay your bills, but it was too much. We
I
didn't have
think
the
with
income.
I think with some of them that the bankruptcy place where we went, they did call some of them.
Yeah, we
And,
we didn't finish the process, but something happened where a lot of them did stop calling, and I think
Yeah.
it was they did call, but the ones that did call eventually just stopped. And so what ended up happening, actually, we pulled our credit report. I think I pulled mine one time, and they were no longer on there. So the thing is, God miraculously did that, and then that ain't the big thing. The big thing was when I got out the hospital the first time, I had a bill from the hospital for $85,000 and something. Because for all the time I was there, for a whole month I was there, $85,000. I ain't never had a bill that big in my life.
No.
So, and to this day, I can't tell you what happened to it because we got out and we could not. Ain't no way we could even pay a 10%, 1% of that.
No.
But some kind of way, I know it had to be God because God cleared that $85,000 debt. I don't have it anywhere on my credit. I checked my credit,
No.
it's nowhere on there. I'm like, where did it go? God took it away because
Yeah.
He knew that there was no way that we could do it, and we do want it. And I think this is an encouraging thing because a lot of people, especially in this time when you're going through struggles and a lot of people are uncertain about your future and uncertain about things, you're going to have to learn how to trust in God. You're going to have to learn how. And so when, like I said, when we went back through that, yeah, we ended up somewhere else, and right now we're somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you know what? During all this, we learned how to manage what we have. We always, some kind of way, God never allow us to be without. I mean, we can count on one hand the many times we ran short. And the only reason why it might have been an error as far as accounting, banking error, or something hit that wasn't supposed to hit, and we just got overdrawn in something. But normally, God gave my wife wisdom to be able to handle all that stuff. And she handles that, and like she just told you what he told her director to go to the bank, he does that to her every time. He tell her what banks to go to,
What to do,
to
and
what
everything.
and even she found out that God even made her and my credit toe up, but he fixed hers.
Yeah. I mean,
fixed
he,
hers.
I mean, gave me a miracle out of this world.
Yeah.
I mean, I had got like several miracles.
Yeah,
And-
we
and we
gonna
were- yeah,
we
we
gonna
were-
continue telling you about that because we
Yeah.
want you to know that I don't care how bad. Now, like I said, my credit toe up, but if you have bad credit, you can be encouraged by this testimony. Like I said, we gonna continue telling you about that. But the thing is, you have to, and we went through losses, major losses. We lost
Yeah.
every single thing, all that apartment stuff we lost.
Everything.
That was 30
A
some
living room
thousand,
set,
a whole
bedroom set.
yeah,
the
$30,000
kitchen,
worth of
just-
stuff. We lost
yeah,
it. Lost it in the storage. We couldn't pay for it, and
Yeah.
them people had a field. But you know what? I thought about it. I basically, cause my mom couldn't lift that. We had real wood. I mean, heavy wood furniture. And I spent maybe 2 days moving
Yeah.
that apartment
Yeah.
by myself, basically.
Yeah.
And people around there, they want help. You know, they were looking at us like, oh man, they get throwed out. And that's
Yeah.
kind of attitude because it was like the projects.
Yeah.
And I said, Lord, I said that's okay. I said I ended up scratching up that stuff so bad and
Trying to
beating that
move it
stuff,
out.
trying to
So
move it
yeah,
out.
we wouldn't have been able to use that anyway because
we
it was
wouldn't have been able to
damaged
use
from
it.
him trying to move it by itself. It was
Yep.
scraped, scratched, and chipped, and
Oh yeah, it was a hot mess. So I
So,
said, you know what, they can they can have it. They
yeah,
can.
because
They
it was
can
more
fix
damage
it.
trying to
Get
move
it out of there. Yeah. So we ended. I said, God gonna give us better because He knows exactly what we need, and He's gonna give us that. So
Yeah.
that's where we at. And so we're believing God for greater and better, and our focus is whatever we have now and get now is for the kingdom.
Right.
Whether we get a house, whether we get a car, it's to demonstrate to people, not that we all that, but to demonstrate to people that God did this.
Yeah.
Because the car we got, God gave us that car. Because
Yeah.
the one we wrecked, God gave us that,
That one. Yeah.
I mean, so it wasn't. We were paying notes on that, but now we got one paid for. But the next one is going to be paid for.
Yeah.
No matter what we get, it's going to be.
Paid.
We gonna never pay a note the next day of our life.
No.
I believe that. And so the thing is that you got to get to the point, and we're not one of these old crazy faith people that you probably hear about.
Well, we are faith people.
we
are
faith people, but we
just-
believe in what God says
faith in God.
and faith in God and what He can do, not faith in faith. See,
Yeah.
what a lot of people are teaching is you have faith in faith,
Right.
and it's not faith in it's not your faith that's going to move God. It's going to be God moving God. He knows that what you need before you ask him. Before you ask him. So he doesn't really need he wants you to believe and trust in him because that's basically all it is. If you trust me enough, I can that I can do what I say I can do because he wants you to just trust what he says,
Yeah.
trust what he can do,
Right.
and just lean on that. That's
That's
it.
it.
I
That
mean,
is it.
and that's we make faith so complex and like it's a great thing, and it is, but it's not as complex as we make it.
Yeah.
And thank God for the people that have made whole teachings of all out of faith and
Yeah.
whatever,
'Cause
because
I am-
God,
Yeah, I'm a faith. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
yeah, I'm like that too.
Yeah.
I teach faith. Matter of fact, God gave me a revelation of faith, which I'm gonna teach on. But the thing is, what I don't do is I don't oversimplify it.
No, we don't.
You don't complicate it so well with people that feel that they have to be a certain level of
No.
Christian
No,
growth in order to get it.
It's
No,
mustard seed.
faith is something that God places in every man, a measure of faith when they get saved.
That's it.
So you have that already.
Yeah.
So it's no sense of you thinking that you don't have it. You
Yeah,
do.
this
You
whatever
do.
measure you have, I tell you,
Use
just
that.
use it.
Use
Just
the measure
that.
you got.
Use that measure. It
That's
works.
It works.
It works.
So, on that note, we gonna bring it to a close. We just thought that we just want to encourage you. We're trying to condense these things down. And not being at 40, I know it's hurting us at 40 mark, but we're gonna do better. But if you want to check out these podcasts and other podcasts that we've done, you can go to that website, embracingmarriagetogether.wordpress.com. Check it out. We got links for our podcast. We got links for the other platforms that we're on. You can send us a tweet. You can hit us on Facebook. You can hit us on Google Plus. We're and I also have a gaming site which I do for. I stream. I'm trying to stream Sundays and Mondays. Sundays I stream in the evenings, and Sundays we do a podcast. Also, we're going to be doing a live. I'm gonna announce this now. I'm gonna put it up on the website and also tweet it and all that. We're going to do a live starting once a week. We're going to do my wife. I'm getting the courage up to do it. We're gonna do Sundays. We're gonna do our live podcast on Twitch.com. So if you go to Twitch.tv /embracing_gaming 149, that's where we're at. You can go there, and you'll see our all stuff. We'll be live there because we on a talk show. We have a talk show format, so we can do that. We'll go live there for however long, because we can go as long as we want on Twitch. They don't have a time limit. When you're live, you can go as long as you want. I've seen people do 3, 4, 5. I streamed last night. I think I streamed a game that we had. I play a lot. It was 4-hour stream, and I never streamed that long. You see them in like 30 minutes, 55. I think I did like a flat 55 one time, and maybe a few minutes, but just 3-4 hours just sitting there. I got up a couple of times, keep sitting in the chair long, but I will do one probably Monday, because I gotta go, because I'll do probably an 8-hour stream, so you'll probably watch that. In the evening we'll do our podcast that Monday. So, but Sunday from till Sunday we'll be doing our streaming. So doing our podcast. So we'll be telling you about our testimony again. Just to encourage you, will be the topic of it. Just to encourage you. So that's going to be our topic for the rest of the week. Just to encourage you. Part 1, just to encourage you. So you'll be encouraged by what we're saying, because I want you to see someone that has come through that, and how that we came through it, and how God is continuously bringing us through it, so that you can grow.
Because he will restore you. So just remember, just trust and believe in him, and he will bring you through, and he will see you through anything. There's nothing too hard for God.
That's it.
If you just believe, have faith.
All right.
In God.
In God.
Amen.
Not in faith.
Not in faith, but in God. In God.
All right. But like I say, check us out on faceandmarriagetogether.wordpress.com. Check us out. If you're looking at this on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Also hit the bell. That'll give you notifications when we do another new video, this one will go up probably tonight, because don't be able to do it in the morning. So we're going to go ahead and get off the air. But we thank God for you. We're praying for you. If you need prayer, hit us on the website again. Hit the contact us button and send us an email letting us know your prayer requests in the comments of this thing. So God bless you. We'll hit you on tomorrow. We're going to go off this time, but we're going to be back on tomorrow with another podcast just to encourage you.
Good night.
God bless you.